Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Katia Figueiredo, and I'm here today to welcome you to one of the InnoBuyer Open Market Consultation events. Today, TMB takes the center stage with its challenge called Metro Gap. So we are going to start the session with a warm welcome from Agnieszka Staciakowska, setting the stage for an exciting hour of innovation exploration. And you will gain insights thereafter into the InnoBuyer program, the driving force powered by the European Innovation Council that fuels organizational growth. Metro Gap from TMB will present a pressing challenge that requires an innovation solution. And obviously, as an open market consultation event, the attendees, so you are more than welcome to engage with the speakers when we get to the Q&A section of these events. And there are two ways for you to participate. You can either raise your hand and we will give you the possibility to unmute yourself, or if you prefer, you can simply use the Q&A box to write your questions, your comments, your remarks. And one final practicality, this event is being recorded for dissemination purposes in the scope of the InnoBuyer project. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to Agnieszka Staciakowska from the European Innovation Council.
Good morning, everybody. I would like to welcome you very warmly to this one of the challenges presentations of our InnoBuyer program. Why we are here? It's because, well, the procurement of innovation is really a vital thing for European economy and its growth. And this is the way we can really incentivize the uptake of innovations in the economy, in the society. So this is why also we as a European Innovation Council want to connect our beneficiaries, so innovative companies that were already selected and got funding from the European Innovation Council with innovation procurers. We do it through this InnoBuyer program that this event is part of. And what we're really expecting happening here today is that an innovation procurer will present its challenges, and we really hope that participating companies, and especially the EIC participating companies, would be the one providing the solution to this challenge. It's not the only one, not the only challenge that will be presented today. You will get more further details about what the challenge is by its owner in a moment. We have more coming. Actually, there will be 15 altogether in the frame of this InnoBuyer program, where we basically want to help the innovation procurers to reach towards the innovative solutions available out there, and notably within the EIC portfolio. So this is something that will span over the next weeks and months. And what we would like to see at the end are, of course, pilots happening between the companies providing solutions and, of course, the selected innovation procurers. So without further ado, I wish you a great exchanges today, and we look forward to see what will be the next steps, and hopefully to see pilots coming out of this day today, because this is just the start of this journey. Thank you very much.
Beautifully said, Agnieszka. Thank you so much. So before we move to the challenge presentation, just a few words about InnoBuyer. What is InnoBuyer? InnoBuyer is a 3-year project that is funded by the European Union via the European Innovation Council, and is a project operated by 3 different partners: F6S, that I'm representing, as well as Civita and TIC Biomed. So in a nutshell, Innovire brings together public or private organizations that we call challengers with innovative SMEs that we call solvers. And we bring them together to jointly co-create innovative solutions. Up until now, we have been working with a selection of 15 challengers, supporting them to improve the description of their unmet innovation need. And we are currently in the second phase of the program, where we help the challengers connect with the innovation providers, as we are doing today in this open market consultation event. But let's move now to the most interesting part of the event. That's why we are all here today. So I would like to introduce you Ana Maria Vivas and Margarida Lopez Romero from TMB, who will present their challenge. So I'm sharing the screen now and giving you the floor.
Thank you, Katia. Now we will share our presentation.
Okay, this one. Thank you, Katia. Margarita,
yeah, maybe in a presentation mode, Anna?
Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, now. Thank you.
Okay.
So let's pass the page.
Okay.
Well, first of all, some numbers about TMB. TMB is the main public transport operator in Barcelona and metropolitan area. We manage two networks, in fact, the metro network and the bus network. And we also have some mobility service as well, like the Metropolitan bicycle system, the shared bicycle system, and some tourist services. Next one, please, Anna. About TMB numbers, we have almost 550 million passengers per year. So it represents around 60% of mobility in the metropolitan area of Barcelona as a public operator. And we have a workforce about 8,000 employees. And if we focus on our metro service, we are talking about 40% of all passengers in the metropolitan area are carried by us, by the metro service. And we have some opening times, extended opening times between 5 a.m. at midnight and in the weekdays and 500 and 2 a.m. in the weekends. So we are having a very important service in the metropolitan area of Barcelona. And finally, if we focus on the metro systems, we manage 8 lines. We have 5 conventional lines and 3 automatic ones. And we have 565 stations and the same number of trains. And now we will focus on the challenge itself.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, currently in Barcelona Metro Network, there are 9 stations with platforms built on a curve. This arrangement generates a gap, it's the space between the platform and the train stage, that exceeds 3 centimeters measured vertically and 7 centimeters measured in horizontal. So because of the curvature of the platforms, a series of problems have been generated, including impossibility of wheelchair access, accidents, injuries, problems in boarding and disembarking users, increased time to access to the train, etc. Universal accessibility is a priority in TMB. So in 2015, we had already detected this unmet need, and we had carried out a pilot test with a new technology without success. That's why now we face an innovative procurement process to solve it. At present, we cannot precisely determine the number of users who cannot use the service due to accessibility problems, but we can specify, as detailed in this image, the population data for people with disabilities and people over 65 years old residing in the municipality served by TMB, all of whom represent potential users. All these requirements will be at your disposal in a document to which you will have access, so don't worry. But first and foremost, this solution must guarantee the non-invasion of train gauge during all phases of operation. This includes the train's arrival and departure of the platform, as well as precise detection of this position. In case where the train's gauge may compromise passenger safety or operational efficiency, the solution must offer real-time supervision and control, both locally and remotely. Additionally, it should function autonomously, requiring minimal human intervention. Besides, we aim to integrate the solution simply with our existing infrastructure, including rolling stock, ATP, ATO, automatic train operation, signaling systems, track layout, and catenary. It must also harmonize with our metro networks overall operation, allowing for uninterrupted service. Crucially, the solution must not obstruct the driver's vision or interfere with our existing signage or signaling. Passengers' movement should remain without obstacles, with materials chosen to prevent accidental falls and maintain a safe environment. We understand the importance of minimizing disruptions to our daily operations. Therefore, this solution should not impact train schedule, ensuring that our passengers can rely on timeline service. For that versatility, it must be compatible with all available train series within our network. It's very important to know that the system must be integrated into the platform, not into the train. So we will conduct a structural assessment and, if required, reinforce the platform structure accordingly. Finally, we emphasize the importance of the maintainable system that is robust, simple to operate, quick to address errors and incidents, and built to withstand the test of time. Compliance with relevant railway regulations is imperative to ensure the safety and reliability of this innovative solution. In conclusion, our objectives of this accessible future is rooted in these comprehensive operational and technical requirements. We are dedicated to improving the metro experience for all passengers while maintaining the highest standards of safety and efficiency. For the compulsory functional requirements, in first place, the gap bridging capability. The system should have the ability to bridge the horizontal and vertical gap between the train and the curved subway platform, ensuring a smooth and safe transition for passengers. It should provide a reliable and stable platform extension mechanism to effectively bridge the very gaps that occur due to the curved platforms. Then the system should automatically activate when a train arrives at the station and align itself with the train doors. It should be equipped with sensors to detect the presence of a train and initiate the bridging mechanism. The system should be adjustable in height and width to accommodate different train models and varying platform configurations. It should be capable of adapting to different gap distance and be easily configurable to suit specific station requirements. The system must provide a stable and secure platform extension that can support the weight of passengers, including those using mobility aids, such as wheelchairs or walking aids. The weight could be around 500 kilograms. It should be designed with stand dynamic loads and vibrations caused by the train's movements. The system should integrate centrally with the train doors to provide a continuous and safe path for passengers during boarding and disembarking. It should synchronize with the train's door opening and closing mechanism to ensure proper alignment and above any interference. The system platform extension surface should have an anti-slip feature to prevent accidents caused by slipping or tripping. It should provide sufficient traction and grip for passengers, even in wet or slippery conditions. The system should have provisions for emergency situations, such as power failures or system malfunctions, to ensure the safe evacuation of passengers. It should incorporate backup power options or manual override mechanisms for manual operations when required. The system should be durable and capable of withstanding continuous usage and environmental factors commonly found in subway stations. It should be designed for easy maintenance, including accessibility for inspections, cleaning, and repair. For the pilot phase, the plan is to engage a diverse group of end users, including people with physical disabilities, such as wheelchair users, and those with reduced mobility. Approximately 20 participants will be involved, representing different age groups and demographics. The pilot will be conducted in a multilingual setting, accommodating participants who speak Catalan, Spanish, and potentially other language. The duration of the pilot will be determined based on the system's complexity and the need to collect sufficient user feedback and performance data, aiming for a maximum length of 6 months. In order to be able to assess the improvements offered by the Innovate solution, the pilot will be carried out at Virrey Amat stations on line 5. It's a location where a pilot test was conducted in 2015 that failed due to platform integration uses and operation only in one direction, resulting in the proposed solutions not meeting the requirements. In preparation for our co-creation pilot, we've established critical conditions and considerations as aligned with TMB policies and guidelines. We prioritize adherence to local and regional regulations, including accessibility and safety standards, as well as data protection laws. We are committed to following TMB policies regarding public procurement, intellectual property, and any other relevant legal requirements. Compatibility and integration with TMB existing legacy IT system are key. We'll collaborate closely with TMB's IT department to understand technical specifications and ensure a seamless integration process. Identifying data source, types, and formats is crucial. We'll establish necessary data access and sharing agreements, respecting TMB data protections and privacy policies. Security is very important. We will assess the mitigate security risks while adhering to TMB security policies, implementing robust measures to protect systems, data, and users' privacy. We'll engage TMB employees and select passengers in user acceptance testing and develop a comprehensive training strategy to ensure familiarity with the solution. A realistic timeline will be established, considering resource availability and potential operational disruptions. Clear milestones and deliverables will enable systematic evaluation throughout the pilot. We'll define precise evaluation criteria for performance metrics to gauge the pilot success, covering accessibility enhancements, user satisfaction, operational efficiency, and cost effectiveness. Collaboration with TMB evaluation team will ensure alignment and their methodologies. That's why this is essential to gather information, understand procedures and standards, and ensure that our proposed solution fully aligns with TMB policies and requirements. The main impact of the solution is to enable universal accessibility to 100% of metro stations in accessing the train from the platform. That is, to facilitate accessibility for users with reduced mobility when accessing the train from the platform. In the case of users in electric wheelchairs, we will enable access. In the case of users with manual wheelchairs, we will make it easier. It will also improve accessibility for other users when boarding the train at those stations that we have identified where there is a significant gap. As a secondary impact, the solution will also improve overall user satisfaction and reduce the risk of tripping or falling incidents when accessing the train, which will also reduce the risk of lines stoppage of the risk for this reason. The key indicators for which we currently have data of measures that should allow us to evaluate the level of success of the solution will be the following. Current access time to the train of a manual wheelchair user versus future access time reduced by 50%. Actual time is 30 seconds with external help. Electrical wheelchair access rate achieve 100%. Actually, it's 0% is in these stations, in these 9 stations. Percentage of metro stations without accessibility impediments between train and curb platform, we must achieve 100%. Actually, we are in 94%. User satisfaction survey, especially wheelchair users, regarding the solution, we estimate it will raise by 0.5 points. The Innovate solution will be applicable at the internal level to those affected by the problem, who are both internal and external end users, and this innovative initiative benefits both. The number of network users is almost 400 million annual passengers. This estimate that a total of 35 million users will benefit from this feature. Current users of these 9 stations, which represents 9.7% of users. At the national and international level, there are other public transport services affected by the same problem. Among them, Ferrocarriles de la Generalitat de Catalunya, Renfe, Madrid, Metro Madrid, London Underground, Paris Metro, New York City Subway, etc. The solution will not only be applicable to Barcelona Metro network, but will also be scalable to other rail operators with similar infrastructure worldwide. For the end, to facilitate a productive dialogue and ensure we are on the right track, we have some questions we'd like to pose to the potential solvers. First, and fundamentally, we'd like to know if there exists a solution that aligns with the requirements we have outlined. Do you have an approach or a concept that meets our specific criteria? And second, as we delve into the details of potential proposals, we are interested in understanding the financial aspect. Could you incorporate a breakdown of cost by phases in your proposals? This insight will be important as we plan for the implementation of the chosen solution. And lastly, in a landscape that's ever evolving, we are curious about the existing solutions and technologies available in the market. Are there innovations out there are already aligned with our accessibility requirements? This knowledge can give our decision-making process and inform our path forward. Your insights and response to these questions will not only help us identify the most promising solutions, but also foster collaborations and innovation within our community. I think I finished with this slide. I'd like to express our gratitude for your attendance and attention today. So thank you for your time and participation.
Thank you so much, Ana Maria. Maybe we can go back to the slide with the questions that we would like the audience to provide their feedback. So we are now entering the Q&A part of this event with the TMB team that we just presented, so Margarida and Ana Maria, but we are also welcoming Lucia Diaz Salgado and Manuel Varela Rey to join us in this discussion, along with Anna Tors, our partner from Civita, who has been coaching this Metro Gap challenge. So we are now opening the floor for you, the attendees, to interact with us. You can do it, as we said, via 2 different ways. I recall you that the session is being recorded. So if you would like to speak to answer one of the questions that you are seeing here in the screen, or to ask questions to the TMB team, you just need to raise your hand. I'm seeing the first one already up. Great. You just need to raise your hand and we will give you the possibility to speak. If you prefer to keep your identity private, but you would like to join the discussion, which of course we encourage you to, you can post your questions in the Q&A box, and we are already seeing some questions there. So I will first give the ability to the first attendee who raised the hand to speak. So I'm giving you the possibility to join us and ask your question. GM Dalbavi.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for the presentation and for the very interesting challenge. In fact, I have many questions, so maybe I will read everything because I think they can be answered in one coherent answer. So is it possible to address the challenge if we are a bigger company than a SME? What maturity of solution are you expecting? What is the planning? How to propose? Is there a template? And after that, I have a technical question. So.
Thank you for your question. I think all these requirements that we present here would be at your disposal in a document with you will to have access. I think, Katya. Yeah. So
the chat in the chat box, you will see the direct link for the Metro Gap page on the website, where you have the option to download the document with the full details.
Okay. There you have the operational and technical requirements, the compulsory requirements with all the specifications. In fact, we don't know any system in the market for this problem that we have. So I think we need to have information for you for all the proposals that you can make for us, and then we can design and a plan. For now, we have.
I think about the technical questions, I think that the key is the vertical gap.
Yeah.
Because it's the main problem we have. We know there are some solutions in the horizontal gap, but not in the vertical gap. So that's a key for the key for us to find a solution in these terms. About the SMA, I don't know, Katya, but for TMB it's not a problem. We want any solution from big companies or startups. We don't mind. We want a solution, so it's not a problem.
So this is the answer for this challenge in specific. So for the Metro Gap challenge.
Yeah, for us it's not a problem. So you can present your solutions if you are a big company. And I saw something about maturity. We want a mature solution because we want to pilot a solution in the next months. So we need some solutions that can be pilot and then scalable to all our stations. So we are looking for a mature solution. Sorry.
And also another question that we received in written form: is there a template for the offer?
Yes, it will be a template. We, as a public company in Spain, in Barcelona, we have a special platform, which is the Generalitat de Catalunya
platform. And we will publish all the information with the templates around the 15th of October in our web in TMB.
Okay.
And it will be provided also about in the Catalonian platform. Maybe we can share some link,
Yes.
Katia.
Yes, so we can keep the discussion even after the event ends. The links that we are ready to share right now, we can share with the attendees via the chat
Okay.
box.
Okay.
After the event, if there are new links that we would like to share with everyone, so the F6S event page that you use to register for this event has a discussed page where anyone can post information there that will be publicly accessible for everyone. I'm posting right now in the chat box the direct link for that discuss page. So another question that we have received is, what is the planning? A similar one, what is the timing for the development of this solution?
Yeah, it depends on the kind of solution, but we are planning to have, as I said, some pilot in 2024, and maybe make our public tender in 2025 for an scalable solution.
Okay, thank you, Margarida. Another question, how to propose something. I think you already kind of addressed this question.
Yeah, I'm trying to respond. It's possible to install something on the train in order to have the train doors. No, it's not possible to touch the train. All the proposal, the system to be integrated in the platform. We cannot work in the train.
Okay.
Thank you. So the deadline to answer will be around mid-2024, if I understand well.
That's our plan, but we cannot assure now, but it's our intention.
Thank you. So another question, horizontal and vertical gap to be covered?
Yeah, that would be 3 centimeters in vertical and 7 centimeters in horizontal.
Okay. We have a comment. I can see it's a mechanical problem, so it needs a mechanical solution.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Another question, can you elaborate on the unsuccessful pilots or solution that you tried to implement?
Yeah, maybe we can share the result of the pilot proof. Yeah. Like that.
You mean, Anna, we will share the information later. Yeah.
Okay. We have a comment, not a question. Our company provides IoT solutions, sensors, etc. So I believe this attendee is trying to see if this could match.
Not exactly, because it has to be as the other fellow said. It's mechanical solutions that we need.
Thank you, Margarida. Do you already have an idea of the budget that will be involved in such development?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. That's honestly not at the moment. We want to see what kind of solutions do we have first.
Okay, Thank you. Are you interested in any sensor systems to identify the persons with mobility problems? Example, with Bluetooth beacons, we could identify when a potential user is arriving to the station or to the tracks. We could collaborate with the mechanical company as a part of their solution.
I think, Anna, we have some solution in this field with beacons.
Yeah. We have
Really, we have already a solution in this matter.
Yeah, in Metro and Barcelona. Yeah, Metro, yeah.
Another question. Would the placement of the gap filter be on the platform level or embedded in it? Is it acceptable to have a structure on the platform, metal or civil works, to cover the vertical gap, and on the top of this structure, place the gap filler device that will cover the horizontal gap?
That's for Anna, I think,
Yeah.
because it's so technical.
Yeah, replacement. That's from that. Yeah, cover the best. Yeah, that's right. In fact, I don't know if you can see the image in my screen. They are on a metal platform there. This is the real station. When we have the last pilot test, and in fact, the mechanism that we proved in that time was a platform, a metallic platform that was integrated in the platform. Now we have a gap, a big gap there under the platform in the image. But yes, of course, you can work with metallic platforms that can resolve the vertical gap. You can move that platform with a mechanism that up and down the platform, but we don't know in the market a system that can be there without the touch the train with sensors and Bluetooth and that all. So yes, the answer to the question is yes. You can it's acceptable to have a structure on the platform. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna, for your clarification. Another question. Is it possible to install something on the train in order to have the train doors synchrony?
No, I think I answered the questions before. No, it's not possible work into the train. All the system should be integrated on the platform.
But I think the signaling system from the doors, it can be provided to the solution. I don't know.
Yeah.
You will have the signaling system from the doors to align your solution.
Yeah, that's right. I think there are a question about the number of trains or models of trains. How many trains are there in service? How many models are there? We have in total 165 trains in all the network. And here in line 5, we have only one model of train. It's 5,000 in line 5. But for example, in line 3, we have 3 different models of trains. And in line 1, we have 2 different models. So we have different models for line.
Yeah. I see also that someone post a link with a video from YouTube Now, we know this solution. This solution covers, I think, the horizontal gap, but not the vertical gap.
Okay, other question. Will the device be allowed to operate with the presence of people in its upper area, lead and or mobile platform?
Well, it has to be a mobile platform, indeed. I think.
Yeah. The device be allowed to operate with presence of people. Yeah.
So
That's not a problem.
The person who asked the question has just raised the hand, so probably to add some more details. So I'm giving the possibility to speak now. Just need to turn on your mic.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, this is for make some clarification on this question. What I was trying to ask was that if, for example, we have a platform that takes some inclination to cover this vertical gap, if someone stays on this platform, if it can be a problem.
Yeah. I think that would be a problem because I think during the function of the platform, maybe we should have any system around the platform to say to the people on the platform that they cannot stay there into the platform at that moment when the platform is in movement. So maybe we have to some lights around the platform. I don't know, maybe auditive, acoustic signal. We don't know exactly where the system of safety around the platform when the platform is in movement. But I think for security we can have persons, people under into the platform when the platform is in movement. Yeah. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes. Thank you for the answer. Yes. So what we understand is that even if the platform is lifting horizontally, nobody can stay on this platform, even if it's lifting completely flat.
Yeah.
To say something. So it must be some kind of barrier or lights or something to avoid people to go on this platform when it is moving.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another question. Does the drive have to be electric or can other technologies be used, for example, hydraulic?
Any technology can be used.
Super clear. Is it possible to rest the product on the door threshold temporarily when the user is entering?
Sorry, Katia, I can read that question. Where is it?
Is it possible to rest the product on the door threshold temporarily when the user is entering?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can prove that solution. Yeah, can be a proposal.
Yeah, I think it's not a problem. During the entering of the people inside, then it of course has to be remained or removed from the door. But in the meantime, people are entering. I think it's not a problem.
There are a question for would the operation of the capture be in automatic mode governed by the signal system, or would we operate manually by a person? We think the main should be automatic mode governed, but we can operate the manually in when the system is broke. Maybe we have we need to have both systems automatically for manually operations and manually for some I don't know how to say incident with the system.
The person who asked this question has just raised the hand, so I'm giving the possibility to add additional details.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to just ask, clarify in this question is the platform must operate every time a train stops independently if there is a person that requires this platform to access the train? So,
no. Only with when we have disabled people, a person to use wheelchairs or any other mechanism for the mobility, a scooter, maybe I don't know, rollators. I don't know how to say caminador.
Okay, so it must be a train stopped in front of the platform and a person that requests the platform to access the train. So it must be two requirements to operate the platform.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another question. The whole platform have to be equipped or only small parts?
I don't understand the question. Maybe
small parts.
If the person who asked this question could either raise the hand to add more detail. Yeah, it's raising the hand, so I'm giving permission to talk.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So this question was in fact just before the other, and in order to understand, this is only to the one door. The people in the wheelchair will go inside the train only in one access or in any doors.
Okay.
Only the front door, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the question. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying.
Into the train, we have the reserved space to people with disability with wheelchair. In the first train, in the first door of the train, there is the space, the reserved space. So we have to have the system at the first door, or maybe in other model of trains in the second floor. That is only one door.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another question. Are there any environmental or sustainability considerations that the proposed solution should take into account?
Yeah, in fact, I don't have here all the requirements about sustainability considerations, but I think in the document that you have in the web page, you have all the requirements about environmental and sustainable conditions. Yeah.
Thank you. As I understand, there is going to be a tender to present the different solutions. So the different solutions for this specific challenge, the Metro Gap Challenge. Are the award criteria already defined? How is the decision going to be taken for this specific?
Okay, maybe that's one is for Manuel, I think.
Okay, is now we are in previous stage that we are looking for innovative solutions for the market with this help of Innovayer and also with an open market consultation, like Marga said. So one of the conclusions of this process that we are involved in and the open market consultations is that we check that is a feasible solution. TMB has the intention to make a tender. So in that moment, it's going to be described and published the award criteria. But in this phase, there's not award criteria, but no more than you can present solutions that looks for the technical for TMB feasible and interesting. And in the interesting, they're going to be studied and are going to help the decision of TMB of finally publish a tender. And the tender is the moment you are going to compete for being awarded by a contract. And with the publication of the tender is when the award criteria are going to be published. But in this phase, there are no specific award criteria.
So the person who raised the question also raised the hand, so I'm giving the possibility to talk to maybe add some more details. So you should be able to join the conversation now. No, seems that there are some issues connecting the microphone. So maybe you could, since there seem to be some technical issues, maybe you could simply add more details in the Q&A box. Okay, and while we wait for those additional details, let me check. So all questions have been answered. We still have a very last few minutes if there is something that you would like to ask. So I have a question here. Is it possible to access the recording of this session? Yes, definitely. So this session is being recorded, and after the event, it will be shared in Innovayer channels. So Innovayer website, Innovayer social media. So you will have the opportunity to rewatch it as many times as you wish. Any last questions? You can either raise your hand to speak or use the Q&A box to send us your questions. No? Okay. So I think I will move to the closing words. So let me thank you for joining us today. Thank you for the TMB team for being here and presenting their challenge, answering the many questions that we received. It was great to see such a participation from the audience. And thank you, of course, to the attendees for taking the time to join us, to join the discussion. This is highly appreciated. And as we said, the session is being recorded. It will be later on shared on the Innovayer channels. And also, as we said, the discussion doesn't end here. If there are other things that you would like to discuss after the event, you can take advantage of the F6S page dedicated to this event. There is a section called Discuss, where you can write questions. Everyone will see or share information, and everyone will have access to that information. It will be publicly shared. I think this is all from my side. Thank you once again to everyone to this open market consultation session, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.